Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we are reviewing a 2025 Ford Maverick XLT. Let's get into it. I would like to give a huge shout out to Joe Mawkins Capital City Ford here in Jefferson City, Missouri for allowing me time with this vehicle. Please give a shout out to Mike for all your vehicle needs. Powering this Ford Maverick is a 2-liter EcoBoost turbo inline 4 engine producing 238 horsepower and 276 pound-feet of torque. Starting up front with this Ford Maverick, we do get the blue Ford logo, these LED headlights, got some running lights there, no fog lights, plastic bumper across the front. We do have a little skid plate in there as well. Tires, we have 225/65 R17s with the gray aluminum alloy wheels. XLT badging here. We do have the color matched mirror caps, and this the standard door handles. We'll get a little side profile here. Maverick is a compact truck. Sits 8.3 inches is the ground clearance on the Maverick. Gets great fuel economy. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Fuel cap. Let's go around to these taillights. Parking sensors, another plastic bumper. We do have the hitch in our trailer hookups. This Maverick can tow about 4,000 pounds. Payload is at around 1,500 pounds, which is pretty good. That's pretty standard for most mid-sized trucks. So you can still, this truck is still pretty functional, and you can do truck things with it. Let's take a look at the tailgate. It is not a dampening tailgate. Here we do have bed lights and a plug in there. 120 volt. We do have a couple tie downs up in the upper corners, and there are actually some tie downs here in the back of Maverick. We have another 12 volt here. Nah, we'll leave that for now. There's another plug though. Taking a look, there's some storage in there as well. Take a step back. There's the bed. There is no bed liner in this one. Let's take a look at the sticker here. Has been raining, you guys probably can't see that. So we have the 2025 XLT Maverick. This is the all-wheel drive version in the Shadow Black, and it does have the navy pure medium slate trim for the interior. We have the 302A equipment group for $575, the 4K tow package for $745, which gives you that 4,000 pounds of towing. The XLT luxury package, that gives you like your power seats, your heated steering, all that kind of stuff. And then we do have the Ford Copilot 360 for $795. So that brings the total MSRP after destination to $35,095, which is great. You can see the MPG here. 22 city, 30 highway, 25 combined. Here at Joe Mawkins, they're selling this truck for $33,236. So if you're looking for a truck with great fuel economy, but that is also functional and you can haul stuff with it, we'll take a look at the interior in a second. Then this Maverick might be right for you. Kind of drives like a mid-size SUV. Yeah, and I do like the overall look of it. Pan around to the front here. It's a nice looking truck. Now we'll take a look at the interior. Taking a look here, there's how wide your door opens. Pretty good, a lot of space. So as I mentioned, we do have this navy interior. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the Maverick. We do have we do have hard plastic up top. We do have a very cushioned armrest here, and then we have this kind of white gray trim throughout. This cutout here is for larger bottles, so it's very practical, and you can fit other things in here as well. And then we have some lighter blue trim on the door handle here than your standard window features. The trim continues throughout. You see your vents, you get that blue trim. Here's all your lighting controls. You do have your trailer brake control because we do have the towing package. Power seats. These are cloth, so they're kind of two-tone gray with the blue stitching. You can take a look at those. I will hop in. Well, first let's take a look at the payload. Yeah, so I said around 1,500. This one is at 1,435. So jumping into the Maverick, I will start it up. Your engine start button is way down here. We'll take a look at the startup sequence. So we do have a fully digital gauge cluster. Let me turn the fans down. There we go. And then you'll see all your standard information there. Cruise controls, volume controls. Here's your different options on your screen that you can choose from. We'll take a look here at some of them. We'll go through the drive modes. You actually change those with these two buttons here, so you can go back and forth. So we do get normal mode, sport, tow haul. I think we have an eco mode. There it is, and a slippery mode. So we'll put this back into normal. So like I said, also with the luxury package, you get this leather wrapped steering wheel. Moving over, you do see we have this white trim that continues throughout the cabin. We'll take a look at the infotainment screen. It is all hard plastic up here. You do have a nice deep pocket here. You can store things. And then, like I said, we'll take a look at this infotainment. It really is fully digital. You will notice there are not many physical buttons at all down here. Other than your volume control, this is a tuning. This is kind of a home button, I guess, in the middle. And then your defrost. Taking a look at this screen, I think it is around 12 inches. We will go into it. So it's pretty standard. You know, we have this little section here on the side that you can customize to add what you want there. Apple CarPlay, everything is included. Your heated seats are right here, so it is in the digital home display here. Like I said, it is fully digital, but your climate controls do stay on the bottom regardless of what screen you're in. Here's just a couple different screens we can look at. Driver assistance, towing, your owner's manual. If you go back to the home screen, you can kind of customize that how you want. There's your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, fuel economy. You can kind of customize it how you'd like. We do have two vents in the middle, and as I already mentioned these buttons here. Storage down here, it is the kind of lighter blue material. There's a great spot for your phone. More storage back here, and then you can actually set your phone up in this little cubby. There's your engine start stop button. Here's your shifting control. We do have a knob, so you just tilt it to put it in gear. We'll put it in reverse. We'll take a look at the cameras. So this does have a couple different views. We don't have the 360, but we do have this kind of two reverse angled views that you can zoom in on also. And that's probably where your 360 would be. So we'll put it back in park here. We'll keep looking at here. Here's your parking brake, your ABS controls, and then your auto start stop there. Two cup holders, another little compartment. More compartments right here. Take a look at this. Very small console, somewhat deep, so you can put a couple things in there as well. So yeah, overall pretty simple interior. I do like the color combination though. Now we will take a look at the back. All right, now we are in the back seat. I am 5'11". I do have the seat set to my standards, and I do have a decent amount of room back here. As all these Ford trucks have, they do have the cutout in the back seat. So, you know, it feels pretty spacious. I actually have, you'll see here, I have a ton of headroom also. So, you know, I could sit back here for, you know, a long road trip if needed. We do have a couple USB ports here, and then another standard house plug in there. No cup holders and no vents back here. So that is kind of a, I'll say negative about this back seat. No rear window. We do have this pull down for cup holders. And then just the passenger seat has a pocket, the driver's side does not. So here is your view from the rear seat. Now we will hop in and take this thing for a spin. All right, we are off in the Ford Maverick XLT. We'll check out the acceleration here. The engine is extremely quiet. This turbocharged inline 4. I'd say the first thing that stands out to me is the handling. It's very responsive. This being a smaller truck, it handles really well. You know, kind of feels like you're sitting low to the ground. Kind of feels like you're driving a car. So if you like that, but you still want your vehicle to do truck things, you know, this is the perfect vehicle for you, in my opinion. Just go up here. Yeah, it's pretty responsive. I'd say if I had one word to describe this Ford Maverick, I would say practical. You know, it's a very simple interior. You know, not a whole lot of bells and whistles. You still get heated seats and a larger infotainment screen. You do have drive modes, which we'll flip it into sport here actually and see if anything changes. There's sport mode. Very popular vehicle. Oh yeah, throttle is a lot more responsive in sport mode. Handling kind of feels about the same. Yeah, pretty good acceleration. Nothing too crazy, but you know, for the vehicle, I think it's not too bad. Obviously not the best sounding engine, but it's to be expected. You know, you can also get the hybrid all-wheel drive engine, which increases your fuel economy drastically. Yeah, I think they say you can get almost 40 miles per gallon on the highway. So you know, that could be another option if you like the overall feel and layout of the Maverick. You could, you know, get a little bit beefier engine. I'm not sure the exact specs on the hybrid, but you know, they are better than this 2-liter. So yeah, let me know what you all think of this 2025 Ford Maverick XLT. Like I said, very practical, very affordable, compact truck. We'll see y'all next time.